Minds up, everybody. Hello, world. This is your favorite girl, Takiyah Diamond, here to give you guys some magnificent tips. You already know what time it is. Hey, today we are going to talk about knowing how to know 7 signs that you are actually following your life purpose. How many of us struggle with trying to figure out whether we're actually living our purpose or not, right? Sometimes you're trying to figure out, am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? Or whatever the case might be. But when you know what your purpose is, you are able to get through so much faster. And I promise you guys, everything changes once you know what your purpose is. All right. So, life purpose. I need somebody to tell me, what do you believe is a life purpose? What is a life purpose? You can type it in the chat. I'm going to keep going, but I need to know because I'm going to get back to you. What do you think is a life purpose? It may not be your purpose, but a life purpose. What do you think is a life purpose? What do you think a life purpose is? Well, I want to share that life purpose is extremely important to me. And I'm pretty sure it's important to you if you are in a position to where you are feeling the shift, you are feeling the changes, and you know that something great, something dynamic is getting ready to take place in your life. You feel it. Maybe you don't know what it is, but you feel that something is different. You feel like you want to do more. You feel like you want to give more. You feel like you want to be surrounded by different types of people. You feel like you no longer want to live where you living at. You feel like you want to, cut out some of the places that you're wasting time and money and energy on. Cut out some of the situations, right? And you know what? It's only natural to wonder about, whether what you're doing has anything to do with your purpose, or if you're on the right path, or if this is all just a bunch of crap anyway, right? And working in my own life purpose, guys, I've noticed some guidance that always comes through repeatedly. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to share some of those things with you. I wanted to share with you, some of the things that I found that helped me to know that I was on the right track. All right. So let's hop right into number 1, 7 signs. 7 signs for you to know if you are living in your purpose. Number 1, you are alive. Are you breathing? Are you watching this live right now? Because if you're watching this live right now, that means you're still alive for a purpose. There's a reason why you're still here. And though I know sometimes when challenges come about, it may feel like, you just wish it was all over. But if you're still here, sorry to say, you got a long way to go. And you really, really just have to learn how to, just live in that. So yes, guys, it might seem simple, but it's really, really true. You know what I mean? Like, if you are alive right now, guys, the bottom line is you really do have a purpose. And truthfully, you're following your purpose. Even when it seems like things aren't going right, it's still a part of the purpose. It's still a part of the journey. It's still a part of, certain things that you have to learn and that you have to grow through. Because remember, we don't go through anything. We grow through everything. Remember, everything is just an experience. It is your attachment to the experience that keeps you re-experiencing the same thing over and over and over and over again, right? So let's just say that, you maybe you don't have the dynamic job, the best job in the world, or maybe you don't have the career choice that you really, 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 really wanted, but even if that's the case, right? Chances are you have some hobbies or some things that you do that where you're much more creative and you feel much more alive when you're doing those things, right? Whether it's you being a mom or a dad, or perhaps you're just an awesome musician or singer like me. Don't quit your day job. Those things actually count towards your life purpose too. Okay, and so I want to make sure that you understand that. For me, I actually differentiate Purpose, career, and job. I kind of like even though they all somehow kind of like come out to the same thing to a certain extent, but excuse me, in an ideal world that we live in, they do intersect. But sometimes, guys, this isn't the case. Sometimes you might be doing one thing and it really, you can kind of sense that it doesn't have a whole lot to do with what you want to do. You know what I mean? And sometimes you might need to have a job to pay the bills, while you following your purpose. So it doesn't mean quit your day job. If you know that you got bills to pay and things that you need to do, you should be working out your exit from the job, which means you should be building your business as much as you can on the side, but don't lead to where you're going to be homeless and you never even get an opportunity to step into that. Okay. So, definitely, guys, you might, like I said, you might need a job to pay your bills or whatever, but don't get stuck there, because there's something bigger in you, and you know what it is. You feel it. You feel when you do it. You feel good when you do it, and all that wonderful stuff. And no matter what it is that you're doing, you're still on the right path. I just want to be clear on that. Even though it might not be what you want to do, you're still on the right path. There could be somebody there wherever you're working at that you have to meet. It could be anything. It could be so many different things, or it might be some skills that you'll need to utilize in your own business. And if you need to utilize these skills, maybe you would not have learned them had you not been at this job that you hate so much. All right. So if you are alive, that is sign number one. You are on the path to your purpose, right? All right. So number two, if you lose track of time, like engaging in different activities that are actually related to your life purpose. So if you ever notice how sometimes, let's say that you're creating content, maybe you're a content creator, right? Or maybe you're an author, or maybe you're a speaker, and you have to put these things together in order for, your audience to understand what it is, the point that you're trying to get across to them, right? So when you're working on that, nothing else matters, right? You're so driven, you're so into creating this content that you want them to feel good about. You feel optimistic about it. You feel excited about it. They're going to feel excited about it. Next thing you know, 10 hours have passed. Where did the time go, right? There's no real such thing as time. The only time that we really have is the present moment. So, but that's a whole nother lie. However, guys, when you lose track of time because you're so engaged in doing like something that you really, 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 really love, I mean, you're on the path to your purpose, because nobody wants to continue to do something that makes them feel miserable, when you're doing it. This is why, if you have that problem and you have a procrastination issue and all that other stuff, then I recommend you getting a coach who can kind of keep you on track, an accountability coach who can keep you on track. Because, your old monkey mind, when you're trying to shift into something new, your old thinking patterns are going to show back up, because it's going to be like, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing? You wasn't doing this before, and there's a part of you that feels very uncomfortable with change, which I talk about in my book, Get Your Life Together, right? So because, it's so important for us to, you really got to stay focused on the goal, or else, the goal will kind of be going in the wind. And then, you'll still be looking back trying to figure out, what didn't I do, or what did I do, or whatever, why isn't it working out? But, the key is to really stay focused on, on your goals, and try to see if, no, I'm not even going to say try to see. Go ahead and get accountability, find you an accountability partner, or find you somebody that can hold you accountable, or hire a coach who specializes in accountability. All right, like somebody like myself. All right, so but and you know what, not even to just even talk about how you feel good when you're doing something that you really love. You feel the same feeling when you're doing something that you don't love. You feel like it's taking all day when you're at work and you got these 8 hours that you got to do, and by the time the second hour get here, you're just ready to go home, right? So this is how you can know or be able to kind of tell, like, okay, I know that this is within my purpose, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the point that I'm trying to make right here, guys, is that when you're engaged in something that you love to do, you lose track of time. When you're engaged in something that you hate to do, it seems like it takes forever. So if whatever you're working on, if you feel like you don't want to stop, you don't want nobody to bother you, you just want everybody to leave you alone, keep going, you're on the right path into your purpose. All right. Number 3, you have tons of energy like me. I have tons of energy for you, energy for me, energy for the world, just energy for everybody, right? So when you have tons of energy, guys, you are on your purpose. You want to know why? Because you have amazing amounts of energy. You have amazing amounts of energy, especially when your energy is on fleek and your energy is high. Like, you feel like your physical ability, like you feel like you could do anything. You just want to go run. You just want to go do something, right? You just got this energy. You don't know what to do with it. I go through it all the time. I just start doing jumping jacks. I try to figure out something. No, I do not have ADD. Okay. I don't, okay? Even though a lot of light workers do. But I don't have ADD. But however, I do have a lot of energy. And if I'm not on stage exercising it, doing speaking or whatever the case may be, sometimes, it has to come out some kind of way. So if you happen to be next to me, then you might just get a dose, and it's not my fault. It's high. Just know my energy is really, really high, right? All right. So your thoughts and your ideas, guys, they actually flow a lot easier, especially after you exercise. If you ever notice that when you work out, and your energy level is up and you just feel like you want to continue to work out, right? Like you look at the time and you look like, oh my God, it's been 2 hours I've been working out, and you didn't even realize it. But then as soon as you get off the treadmill and you leave, now you're looking for something else to keep you inspired, keeping you something else to do. So that's another thing that you can actually do, guys, if you need to kind of get into the flow of your energy, you know what I mean, and kind of get some ideas flowing, just go work out, go run for a little bit, you know what I mean? Just, do something that's going to get that energy flowing. And so even when you're working hard, right, I want you to understand that even when you're working hard, when you're in your purpose, it doesn't seem like it's work. You get what I mean? It's like you're doing it, but even if it's hard work, it doesn't really feel like it's hard work because you actually love what you do, And so when you love what you do, you feel good about it, and you want to keep on working, which brings me to my next point. You don't feel like you're working, which is what I said already. I know I jumped the gun. Oh, well. So besides time going by quickly and having more energy, guys, you will not feel like work is work, which is letting you know you're on the right path into your purpose. All right. And so, of course, sometimes you need a break. I mean, we all do. You have to shut down at one point and just, take a mindfulness experience, take a mindfulness break. But you're going to be excited to get back to work. So even when you take that little 10-minute break, you ready to come back to your desk or wherever it is that you will get in your groove on at, at wherever you was, the library or, I don't know, the park, whatever floats your boat, right? But you're more amped up to get back to it rather than dreading like, oh boy, I got to finish that. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, even me doing the lives every day, I know I used to do them kind of inconsistently because I had so many different things going on. But I've really chosen to commit to at least give you guys Monday through Friday, okay? At least that much. And then if I happen to, skip over a day, it's because I'm really busy or either I'm doing a live because I'm being interviewed or something like that or doing a movie or something like that. But other than that, I am going to show up to help you guys with content because being that I have accountability, I've been working with Morgan, who's so awesome, and she's been helping me with my accountability. And I can tell you guys from my own experience, my energy shifted about doing lives. And make no mistake, the past couple days, I felt terrible that I didn't come on live Saturday, Sunday. And I did come on live yesterday, but it was because I was on the I Am Lunic Level Up television show. But it was still alive. Like, at least you guys got to see me, But I enjoy doing it. Like, I actually look forward, for my week before or the day before to get excited about what am I going to talk to you guys about next, And I don't know, I'm going to have to ask my one of my homeboys to give me some topic suggestions. Or one of you guys, the ladies, y'all gotta tell me what you want to hear about. You know what I mean? What moves you? What floats your boat? Okay. So again, number 4 was, guys, you don't feel like you're working, okay? And you don't take it like work is work. All right. So number 5, you don't get tired of helping others. I know. You don't really get tired of helping others and being of service, guys. When you're following your life purpose, right, you'll have so much energy, as I was saying earlier, that you really just won't know what to do with it. You'll want to do things to help people. And it will genuinely come from your heart. You might want to open the door for someone. Maybe you walk the old lady across the street. Maybe you go in McDonald's and you see someone less fortunate standing outside and you purchase them a meal or something. You understand what I'm saying? So, the one checkpoint relates to how you feel about helping other people. That's one way that you could check it, And I'm sure you've been in situations with your job or your career where you wanted to just kind of hide under your desk, like, oh my God, I'm just so tired of this, right? And you were too tired. Like, you didn't really want to talk to your boss. You didn't want to talk to your coworker. You didn't want to talk to nobody. You just kind of wanted to be by yourself, but you had to be there. You know what I mean? So I get it. But sometimes people in their helping professions, like me, I'm like in a helping profession. Sometimes we get drained, because we feel like we're giving too much. So I'm not saying don't set a boundary. Give, yes. Be of service, yes. Help other people, yes. But in the same token, I still want to remind you, that you can and you do and you will need to, set a boundary of the time when you need to just chill, okay? When you need to just take it down, all right? So, that's just some food for thought for you guys on that. Now, number 6 is abundance flows to you easily and effortlessly. I am so a witness for this, guys. I am so a witness for this. The moment that I stop allowing or believing my excuses as to why I wasn't getting it done. And I had to have this conversation with my higher self. It wasn't even a conversation. It was really just my higher self checking me. It was something that I was on. So I'm like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe I'll do it tomorrow, whatever. And then I was like, I know that voice. That voice is so familiar to me. That is the voice of procrastination, not wanting me to push forward. And I did the live the other day, guys, about push, doing what? Success habits, right? Purposely utilizing success habits. Push, right? And so when I decided to push and start exercising successful people habits, my money wasn't funny no more. I had moments before that. I had moments of like big spurts, and then it would be like, not even a week later, it would be like, where did it go? What happened? What happened to the flow? What happened to, what was going on? Or, what was blocking the flow? But you know what? You have to be aware of that part of you that is afraid of change. The true you is not afraid of your purpose. The true you is not ashamed to say, hey, I'm a child of the light. The true you is not afraid to share your gifts with the world and let people know that this is what I found that was alive in me, that is also alive in you in some way. You understand what I'm saying? So it's so important, guys, that that when you finally do follow your purpose and you get on track and you start taking inspired action towards the goals that you want to achieve, and stop listening to excuses and just say, excuses, be gone. Be gone. Because at the end of the day, guys, You are in control of it all. Nothing outside of you is controlling it. It's an inside job. Now, it has its way of speaking to you in your ear and saying things to your ear, but whether you listen to it or not, it's totally up to you. That's completely your decision. All right? So, if you are walking in your purpose and you are following the steps that you need to take in order for you to become, to be held accountable for what it is that you say you want. You say that you want this. You say that you want to live in this purpose if you know what it is. And if you don't know what it is, there's ways to actually find out what is it that you love to do. Whatever it is that you love to do, that is more than likely a part of your purpose. What makes your heart sing? Is it singing? Is it writing? Is it art? Is it hopscotching? I don't know. Is it tap dancing? Whatever it is, allow yourself to become one with it. Don't be afraid of being different. Who cares? You got one life. Live it up or give it up in this particular season of your life. We all came here for a purpose. We all came here to do something greater. All of the chaos that we're seeing and experiencing that is around us, you don't even have to be in tune with it. I'm so disconnected from it. You know what I'm saying? I barely even watch TV because I'm focused on my purpose. I'm focused on my passion, and you just really don't have time for those things anymore. You kind of push them to the side. So let me hop back because I'm getting a little bit off track here, guys. All right, so abundance flows to you effortlessly and very easily when you are following your purpose. All the good stuff flows to you. Seriously, it becomes so much easier. The connections that you needed to make, the people that you needed to meet, the man that you needed to talk to, the investor who was coming to invest in your company, it's all right there. But you can't have access to it when you're not vibrationally aligned to it. You know what I'm saying? But guys, when you are in the flow, these things, they come to you. And this is because the energy that you're actually putting out is a different type of energy. It's coming from a place of love. It's coming from a higher vibration. So when you're vibing at a higher vibration, the things that you say you want also want you. All right? So when you're in your purpose, you'll notice that, you'll attract who you are. Let me not leave that out. You will attract who you are. So if you are being kind, then you will begin to attract other people who are kind. If you are being loving, then you will attract other people who will be loving towards you. You understand what I'm saying? If you're being joyful, then guess what? You're going to attract other things that are going to make you feel that same joy. Okay, which is basically the whole point of this thing called life is to be in joy, be in happiness, and feel fulfilled. It's not to say that obstacles won't come up or challenges won't come up, but you will handle them differently. You will not think the same way that you used to think. Okay, and so until you get in that alignment and get in that vibe and align with your purpose, things might always seem a little bit out of whack, but when you finally get it and you start to walk in it, again, things may seem like they're crumbling down, but that's only because the old structure has to fall so the new structure can come up. But you change it. It's your responsibility. I just want you to know that. You change it. Okay? You attract who you are. And so that's just the bottom line. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, guys, the entire universe is made up of energy. Everything is energy, including money. I'm just saying, if your energy is right, then you know what? You're going to see doors open. So here's an exercise that I want to give to you. I want you to do something that actually kind of jogs your memory about something that brought you joy, something that made you really, really happy. I want you to think about ideas. I want you to think about how you can incorporate that thing that made you feel that joy into your life in some way. And it might not be the exact same thing, but if you can trigger like a joyous situation, one thing I do know is that when you begin to think joyous thoughts or previous experiences that were joyful, usually another thought attaches to it, and then another one attaches to it, and then a momentum is created, and the next thing you know, you're just in the flow with all of these different things that you could do to create more joyful experiences in your life. Okay, so I'm sure that you could think of many people who started their hobbies as a way to just, have something on the side or whatever, or maybe something to just handle stress. But eventually they turn it into a company. They end up, turning it into some kind of business or whatever. Okay. And so I know me, myself, I could fill a book, a book, literally, with stories of people, who I know who done this already, who, discovered their purpose and discovered that they wanted to do something, or they had this purpose or this passion to do something, and then they end up turning it into a business. And you can too. Okay, guys, you can too. And that's what I need you to know. I need you to know that you're no different than anybody else. You have the same abilities that we all have. You have the same abilities that I have to create a better life for yourself by living in your purpose, right? You have it. But it's completely up to you with you utilizing what you need to do and doing what you need to do in order to make it come to life. Otherwise, you'll be like everybody else that's in the graveyard who died with their purpose in them, and nobody got a chance to even experience what their gift was. All right, so don't be like that. Live your dreams. You know what I mean? Live your dreams. Do whatever it is that you need to do to fulfill your purpose. And the last but not least, the seventh thing is you're gonna know when you're in your purpose, because you're going to still want to do work that's in your purpose, even if you became a millionaire. Listen to what I'm saying. Even if you became one of the wealthiest people in the world, you will love what you do so much that it doesn't even matter how much money is coming in. You just want to get out there and you just want to help people better themselves. You just want to get out there and you want to teach them and motivate them and empower them to be positive. You just want to get out there and you want to give them the tools that you use to break through, to break free. You want to get out there and you want to tell your story of how you were abused, or how you were molested, or how you worked so hard to make ends meet, or how you were homeless or whatever. The reason why I say share your story, but don't share your story from a victimized mindset. Let me be clear on that. Do not share your story, oh, woe is me, this happened to me. I'm not telling you to share your story from that aspect, because that's not going to get you anywhere. It's just going to trigger old memories, and then what it's going to end up doing is bringing you back into re-experiencing similar situations that's going to make you feel that very same way. When you're telling your story, tell it as you're telling the story as this is what I experienced. And because I experienced this is what drove me to go do this or that, or whatever the case may be. Okay? So, excuse me. One of the examples that I wanted to give you is that, like, even if the sweepstakes people came to your house, right, and they brought you this big check for like $1 million or whatever the case may be, you would take somebody, when you're in your purpose, you would take that money, you'll be happy in that money. And the first thing that comes to your mind is like, okay, what organization can I donate some of this to? What countries can I visit so that I could go help? You know what I'm saying? Your mindset is totally different. It doesn't come about to where, oh, I got all this money now, let me just show how my life is just so glamorous and fabulous and all this other stuff. It becomes bigger than that. You understand what I'm saying? And so this is the part that I want to make sure, this is the part that I want to make sure that you guys are aware of, all right? So no matter what, you would still do it. And one thing I have to say is many success teachers ask this question, and they ask, if money wasn't in the picture and money had nothing to do with your success or you achieving your goals, right? If money were no object, what would your life look like? If money was never in the equation, you never even heard of money, all you knew about was law of attraction and creating the reality that you desire, what would your life look like? Where would you be living? How would you be feeling? Would you have the same friends, or would you have a whole new set of friends? Would you still be working for the same company, or would you have transitioned into another company or have your own company? Would you be traveling the world? Would you, be a fanatic for fancy cars? I don't know. I'm just throwing things at you because this is really creating your reality. It belongs to you. I'm only here to just kind of like open up your mind to see the possibilities of something greater and then help you along the way to get there. But you have to figure out what your purpose is. I'm not really a specialist in helping you find your purpose, but I know exactly what it feels like once you've got there or once you've discovered that part of you. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is I want you to write down what comes to you without thinking too hard. Don't think too hard about it, and this is a great first step. It's for you to just think about what would your life be like if money had nothing to do with it. Okay, all right, so I hope that these things have helped you. I hope that this live has inspired you with the 7 signs to know that you are following your life purpose. Quick recap: you are alive. Number 2, you lose track of time when engaged in the activities that are related to your life purpose. Number 3, you have tons of energy like me. Number 4, you don't feel like you're working. Number 5, you don't get tired of helping others, okay, being of service. Number 6, abundance flows to you easily and effortlessly. And number 7, you would still do your work of purpose even if you became a millionaire. And how about that? Because there is a millionaire alive in you, but you just have to tap into that part, that millionaire version of yourself. What is it like to be a millionaire version of yourself? So that's where you got to come from, guys. You got to come from a place of living in your passion, living in your purpose, living on fire by desire rather than disaster by default. All right, guys, mine's up. I love you. I love you. I love you. Make sure you visit the website at www.takiyahdiamond.com. Make sure you grab a hold of one of my personal development books. We know the one that was just released is 7 Things You Need to Change Your Life. And we all know my number 1 seller still. Get your life together. I have to say another number 1 seller because I can't block out that, because I believe 7 Things You Need to Change Your Life is also going to be a top seller. It's been showing that to me so far. So another top seller, Get Your Life Together. And my other book is Wisdom Words of Consciousness. Wisdom Words of Consciousness. Wisdom Words of Consciousness, you got to be ready to go deep because I'm teaching you manifestation. I'm teaching you the levels of energy and just all this other wonderful stuff that is next level. And so, as I share with you guys, I am no longer going to try to come down to meet people who are on this level. I'm going to continue to bring myself up so that you can actually bring yourself up, because if I keep coming down to identify with the lower levels, it's just going to continue to keep me there, and that's not a place that I prefer to stay. I embrace my shadow, make no mistake. However, I'm ready to evolve past that. It's so many great things that are available to me, and I cannot access them if I'm stuck in this old energy that just is no longer a part of who I have become. All right. I thank my past for it. All right. So same thing for you guys. Let it go and live on purpose in your passion. Right. All right, guys. Mine's up. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm going to come back on in just a moment, and I will do some Q&A with you. So I hope you enjoyed yourself, and deuces.